In a nuclear fuel power plant, water is turned into steam, which in turn drives turbine generators to produce electricity. At nuclear power plants, the heat to make the steam is created when uranium atoms split, called fission. After the hot water and steam are used to power the generator, it then travels to the cooling tower, which in turn cools the water, and the cooled water turns to steam, which is released into the atmosphere from the top of the tower.
Inside each uranium fuel pellet, there are millions of uranium nuclei. When these nuclei are split, a process called fission occurs. A huge amount of energy is released. This is the energy that produces heat inside a reactor, which creates electricity.
There are two types of nuclear reactors in the United States. The first is a pressurized water reactor, and the second is a boiling water reactor. Pressurized water reactors keep water under pressure so that it heats but does not boil. This heated water is circulated through the tubes in steam generators, allowing the water in the steam generators to turn to steam, which then turns a turbine generator. Water from the reactor and the water that is turned into steam are in separate systems and do not mix. In boiling water reactors, the water heated by fission actually boils and turns into steam to turn the turbine generator. In both pressurized water reactors and boiling water reactors, the steam is turned back into water and can be used again in the process.
Pros. The benefits of nuclear power is that it generates large amounts of power capacity, able to meet industrial and city needs, and it lowers the amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere.
The downside towards nuclear power is that it has high construction costs due to complex radiation containment systems, long construction time, a high probability for accidents, large radiation outputs, and uranium, which helps power the plant, is specified as non-renewable.
The current cost of constructing a nuclear power plant is about $2 to $2.5 billion for a normal-sized plant with two conventional reactors and generating about 2 gigawatts. The average cost of using nuclear power plants is $1.51 per kilowatt hour. Since 2001, nuclear power plants have achieved the lowest production cost between coal, natural gas, and oil.
Recent and peaceful use of nuclear energy is to provide electricity for homes, offices, and factories.
With nuclear power, high radioactive fission is produced, and also transuranic elements are produced from uranium and plutonium during reactor operations. Nuclear energy is stored at the nation's nuclear power plants in steel-lined concrete pools or basins filled with water, or in massive, airtight steel or concrete and steel canisters. There are many different views on if nuclear power is renewable or not. Most supporters of nuclear energy point out that the low carbon emissions and the large amounts of energy produced by nuclear power classifies it as renewable energy.
Others believe nuclear power is a non-renewable type of energy. The problem lies in uranium, the element that enables nuclear power. The element uranium is abundant, but only a certain type of uranium is used to fuel nuclear power. Uranium must be extracted from mines and processed. The processing produces only small amounts of uranium, making it rare and expensive. Right now, nuclear power is accessible to the general public in some parts of the US and the rest of the world. Storage, radioactivity, safety, cost, and security are problems that limit widespread use of nuclear power. Nuclear power plants are massive and take up lots of room and release large amounts of radioactivity. Accidents at nuclear power plants are inevitable. Also, it costs a lot to build the plants because of the safety issues.